So you've returned. Did you have a nice nap? Was the company to your liking? I'm glad to see you're fitting in so well, even among our most unique company. I personally am very fond of Sympathy and Trickster. There's something admirable in the way they cling to existence. Sometimes I wonder if they do it purely out of spite. I hated every second of it. Sympathy and Trickster are an acquired taste, to be sure, but they serve as a lesson in what it truly means to be a child of Morrigan. Even in failure, even in death, we can still have our uses. Me? Not as such. What I do have for you is a meeting. Perhaps the most important one of your life. You are to meet with War, the High Priest of Badb. The rest will be in his hands, and most importantly, in yours. That is all I can tell you. Now go, my fledgling. And may Morrigan's wings shield you from enemy eyes.
Welcome, child of Morrigan. Now you stand before her presence, ready to receive the highest honor. I went by that name once, yes. Now, you see me as the embodiment of war. One of the three holy aspects of the goddess Morrigan. Ask your questions, child, before the time comes to fulfill our goddess's will. Then you would have proven they were unworthy. If a hatchling could overcome a crow and its fledglings, then they weren't fit to serve Morrigan. You would have purged all ranks, and I would have found new devotees. It wouldn't be the first time a high priest took such measures. You stand before the goddess of war, death, and destruction, and you're surprised that I used deception to test your dedication. I thought your time with the children would have taught you that the ends justify the means. My purpose has always been to recruit only the most worthy followers. What do you take me for, child? A mercenary commander. Serving Morrigan is no common duty. It's a calling you feel, or don't. And only the most faithful may stand before Morrigan's presence. Your actions are meaningless if the Corax hasn't revealed itself to you. The Corax is Morrigan's herald, a promise of liberation. The Corax's appearance is a sign that it's time for the children to step from the shadows and declare their dominion over Avalon. And I know the Corax favors you most often. Such is Morrigan's will. Indeed, I have faith, but no certainty. And since it's you who has the honor of witnessing the Corax, I'll send you as an emissary before our goddess. It seems she has chosen you for this communion, and I humbly accept her will. Find out what our goddess requires of us. and I will ensure her will becomes law. I've seen it in a vision, the nest, where your meeting will take place. Listen well, for her words are sacred, and return swiftly to bring me her will. May Morrigan's wings shield you from prying eyes.
I talked to Gil. You know, I never thought he had it in him. I know he didn't kill the old bastard on purpose, but that was some quick thinking. Still, I wish he hadn't felt like he had to keep it to himself all those years. No, we talked about it, and the only thing keeping him here was guilt. But I promised to back down a bit, let him do his own thing. He's gone to talk to Yvain's master of horses about taking him as an apprentice. I'll miss him, but I guess it'll do us both good. Not much. Granddad beat me until I passed out. It was probably the closest he came to killing me. When I woke up, I was in pain. Granddad was gone, and Gil just patched me up and then acted like nothing had happened. We never said a word about it. I guess we both wanted to forget, just for different reasons. Thank you for what you've done for us. May the All-Mother bless you.
Until next time.
Behold, Walker, this is one of Mother's earthly faces. She watches over us now in the dreaming, as she once did in the waking world. I believe Mather watches your path with great intent, as do I.
Have you found him? Have you killed him? Oh, thank Mother. Senya is finally safe, and now I can see her again. Thank you. Wait, who are you exactly? You look like an outsider, yet you entered the dreaming. Walker in the weirdness. You? Oh, thank Mother. That means the vigil will soon end, and we will all be together. And I will see Senya again. I do. I swore to watch over her in her sleep, and it has been an honor, but I miss her presence. I miss the sound of her voice. She's so still when she dreams. I wish she would smile again. Have a good sleep, I guess. Thank you, Walker in the weirdness. Now that wretch is finally gone, I surely will.
You have come, Walker in the weirdness. Jarnsford, Rune, Alfield, Trim. You do not yet grasp the weight you have lifted from their shoulders. No matter how great or small their burden, it still bound them, kept them from journeying towards the deepest layer of the dreaming. But now they may step into Mother's chamber, and you shall be granted this privilege as well. After all, this is why you are here, is it not? You shall see my sister, Senja, and Mother, whose dreams we have shared, and in whose dreams we long to become one. Do not fear. No harm will come to you in the dreaming. I know that you are expected, Walker. Yes, that is why you will enter Mother's chamber, Walker. The choices that must be made shall be made within. No matter the outcome, you have the gratitude of all Thoid. Were it not for you, we could not have embraced the dreaming. We could not have stood before Mother's chamber. Indeed, the time has come.
I have watched your journey, Walker in the Weirdness. I saw how you helped the lost Thoid children face their burdens. The weight that kept them from entering this chamber. For that, you have my gratitude. But I know you have your own purpose. Now tell me what it is. So you have chosen to follow the voice of the tribes and his fading hope. Gerfan, a man who so desperately wished to be a unifier, who carries such a deep thirst for retribution, while I strengthened my bonds with the human children of the Thoid tribe. I learned much of his mission. He believes tradition can be a driving force. That some things must unfold as they always have. That is why he waits for Ingavi. But Ingavi's place is here, among us. And when her kin entered my chamber, the Thoid Elder's burden was lifted. She has no reason to remain in a world crumbling into ruin, all for the ambitions of one old man. Rebuilding old myths will not undo the inevitable. The past is a graveyard, Walker. If you keep chasing it, if you keep digging up what was buried long ago, you will find yourself in a grave before long.
Enough. There is no reasoning with the giant's stubborn nature. No matter what you say, she'll keep dragging you deeper into the labyrinth of her mind. That is why I ordered the giants to sleep. Their nature was unpredictable. They reveled in strange manipulations, willing to wager their own lives in primitive bets and frivolous games. And so, I speak. Whatever this one demands, grant it. That is the order of the king to whom you swore fealty.
I was wondering how long you would stay silent, letting the human whose body you stole speak for you. You have lasted surprisingly long. I suppose emptiness and oblivion have taught you some humility. Nevertheless, greetings, Arthur. I am glad I have finally dreamt of this moment. The moment I can tell you, face to face, that everything is your fault. Avalon is falling because you existed. Because you continue to exist. This is also the moment I accuse you of murdering my children. And the children of the other giants. Your human king got to know us well. When he ordered the giants to sleep, he knew that our children could not dream. Dreaming is something giants grow into with age. Having no choice but to obey, we left our children behind in the waking world. Alone, defenseless, condemned to the coldness of death. Quiestra, the child I once held in my arms, never dreamed with me. While I built layer upon layer of my dreaming, she was dying. But I had time. Enough time to dream of Sonder. A place and a state where death holds no power. There, I will dream, Quiestra. I will give shelter to the entire Thoid tribe, including Ingavi. I will not abandon any more children to the waking world.
I have made many terrible mistakes during my reign, but I always considered what was best for my people. At least, That was my intention. I wanted to make Avalon our home, free from the plague, free from forces that would seek to oppose us. I thought that my return would restore balance, that I could prevent Avalon's fall.
Your idea of what is good is twisted, Human King. As for you, mortal, yes, you need the blessing of the tribes to claim the crown. Those were the terms of the Sacred Pact, but you will have to manage without the Thoid. They will all come with me into Sonder. I will care for them as if they were my own children. And I will save them from this world's corruption. To leave for Sonder, knowing my brothers and sisters have been freed from an order given centuries ago. Tempting. But as for your words, human child, how can I be sure you'll follow through on this decision? Do you know, Walker, why we have always been drawn to games and wagers? Why we were willing to stake our fate on the roll of a die? Because nothing was ever truly ours. Even as giants, we were bound by the weirdness, by those who could wield it. But a wager is freedom. In an instant, your fate is placed on a precarious scale. It is the only law that does not enslave. It allows a choice. And so, of course, I accept. Even if I never see the outcome, I will dream of all the possibilities. I release Ingavi from her journey to Sonder. May she carry the burden of the Thoid who remain in the waking world. But you, leave now and let us dream.